Hello folks, and welcome to what will be my last video for the 2023 calendar year, and probably my last video for a little while. I'm going to take another short hiatus after this one. Folks, today is a video with a difference. Yes, we're going to do a flight in the aeroplane on your screen. This is the fly-by-wire A320 Neo, resplendent in the Frontier livery, specifically Georgia, the painted bunting livery. Little birdie on the back, on the tail. Isn't she gorgeous? That's in honour of my feathered friends who accompany me on every flight. Some flights more obviously than others. Video with the difference, as I mentioned, and that will become clearer as the video progresses. But quite a long flight plan today. For me, really long. It won't be that long of a video, but I've got a fair bit to cover. This video is inspired by two things. One is an email I got from YouTube. You get an annual year in review email from YouTube to, I think they frame it, look how you've grown as a content creator. Mine should be, look how you've aged as a content creator. I'm just going to give all of you an opportunity to watch some aircraft action as I speak, folks. I've got the traffic thing happening again, the FSTL, FTLS, FT thing recently updated, so we actually have some traffic in this location. Hopefully that won't affect performance too much. So inspired by that email from YouTube, which summarises the year in terms of the stats, the data, the analytics, as the cool kids call it, I'm going to share some of that with you. I'm going to sort of go behind the scenes a little bit of this channel, but primarily what I want to do in this video is motivated by one word. That word is thanks. Thanks. This is essentially a gratitude video. Thanking you, the little community, some might say cult, that support this channel, that show me kindness, that provide so much humour to an old man, that keep me company in the virtual sense during my flight sim adventures, and also provide me with help. I really want to say thank you. That's what this video is about. It is a flight simulation channel. I do fly virtual aeroplanes. Today is no exception. So let me show you the flight plan. And here is today's plan, folks. A cross-country adventure, crossing the country known as the United States of America. This is a long flight for someone like me. A lot of my flights are sort of an hour or less, some much less than an hour. It's rare for me to do a flight of whatever this is going to be, 4 hours and 40 minutes. But this is the year in review video. So if I'm going to do a long haul, I know this isn't technically long haul, but for an old man it is. So if I'm going to do a long haul, this is the time. This is the time to do it. Plus it'll buy me a little bit of time because I've got some stuff I've got to cover. So it'll give me a nice long cruise segment. Because I've got to do some prep. For once. One video a year, folks. I actually do some prep. So our flight today begins over here on the West Coast in a little place you may have heard of called Sacramento. Yes, plenty of traffic around. I really hope this doesn't screw up my performance, or the performance of the sim. My performance is guaranteed to be poor, folks. You know what you get on here on the channel. So we're going to leave Sacramento International and head kind of in an easterly direction, right? So we're flying overhead Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and then down into Pennsylvania, and we will end up in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Now, there's a reason that we're in the United States, and that will become clearer a little bit later as I show you some stuff. But it's partly motivated by a kind viewer that made a comment, shared with me that he lives over here in Sacramento, and he mentioned that he'd be quite open to sharing a brew, having a pint in the virtual sense, which is the ultimate compliment for an Aussie bloke. If you say to an Aussie bloke, yeah, I wouldn't mind sharing a pint. We don't normally say a pint though here in Australia. You do in the UK. Have a beer, have a bevy. That's what I'm used to, but the sentiment is there. So thank you to you, kind sir. Now, I know that you don't fly out of Sacramento International, but that's where I've chosen to originate this journey today. We're in the A320, and I want to see a little bit of traffic, so that's happening. And yeah, we're going to do a cross-country adventure. I have flown in the virtual sense and in the real sense as a PAX across the United States on more than one occasion, but I haven't done it for quite a while, a number of years. So I thought today was the day, and I haven't been to Philly, I don't think, ever in the sim. So that's what we're doing. Long journey. We're in the A320, the fly-by-wire rendition of same, an aeroplane that I enjoy flying. It's comfortable, it's easy, yeah, and it's one of my favourites. So that's what we're doing, folks. En route, some other stuff will unfold. Let's do it. Alright, welcome on board, folks. Just getting ourselves set up here for our journey today. Now, because it is the last video of the year, and I know that this person, this character, does have her fans here on the channel. She's back. Hello, Judith, my sweet. How are you?
Like you care.
Well, Jude, I do care. Thanks for bringing the sass. I do care. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't. Bloody hell. Where you been anyway, Jude? I mean, there was a rumour going around the tube that you've been spending time in the big house in prison. Is that true?
Yep, the prison that is a relationship with you.
Oh, Jesus. Cut to the bone. That's quite a burn there, Jude. Bloody hell. Jude, you haven't been around for a while. I bring you back. I give you your close up, and you just give me attitude. And I'm not going to cop that, Jude. I mean, no. That's not going to happen on my last flight of the year. So, look, in the spirit of the season, let's try and reset this, Jude. It's about to be Christmas, and I guess you would have sent a letter off to Santa asking him for something. Is that right?
I did.
Okay. So, what did you ask him for this year, Jude?
My own YouTube channel.
Your own YouTube channel? Right. And how do you think that's going to happen, Jude?
You are going to do it.
I like your confidence. I'm afraid that the answer will be no. Jude, I'd need to hire a bloody team of scriptwriters to make that happen. And, well, quite frankly, I don't like you that much. I know you've got your fans, but I'm not one of them. So, Jude, Merry Christmas, and piss off. Alright, lining up runway 17 left here in beautiful Sacramento, California this morning. Beautiful weather. Now, I've had to turn off the traffic. It just absolutely kills the frames. Knocks 10 off the top without any drama. Admittedly, there's a lot of traffic here at Sacramento, so it might have improved during the course of the flight, but it's my last flight of the year. I just don't need any issues whatsoever. Right, so we got all our frames back. I think we're right to go here. We've got no blue, we've got flaps set, trim set, we're flexing 50, altitude's plugged in. I think we're pretty much right to GO, right? Let's spool them up. 50. Are we auto throttling? Are we going to move? What's happening with our... We're not enunciating on the PFD. I reckon that's an issue. Why are we not showing our throttle? Anyway, we're rolling. We'll try and sort it out in the air. That's what professional pilots do, right? Our V-speeds are not coming. What's going on here? Right. We'll rotate there. I'm pretty sure I saw that our VR was going to be about 135. Positive rate. We're now navving. Oh, that's interesting. Well, well, well. What did I say about not wanting any issues? Auto throttle. Speed. Lever climb. I was trying to put it in climb. Where's climb? Manual. It wants it in climb. MCT. Where's climb? Speed. Alright. We're supposed to make a turn out towards the left. Oh, my last flight of the year, and it's all gone horribly wrong before we even leave the ground. We're struggling for speed. I'm going to have to go manual throttles here. Auto throttle is on. Why can't it find the climb D10? I'm going to go toga. I'll work this out eventually, folks. It probably doesn't know that we're in climb mode, right? That's what's happening. We should be here. But it doesn't know we're actually in climb mode, does it? Because old mate has forgotten to do something really important. What have I forgotten to do? Now it knows we're in climb mode. What's happening? It continues to accelerate. What is happening? Now it's in climb. Autopilot? What's autopilot going to do? That. Thrust lever's moving. It is. That's the climb D10. Now the climb D10. Let's take an external, folks. Oh, fun and games for our last flight of the year. Good thing I don't promote this channel as being any sort of tutorial or even a semi-professional look at flight simulation. The old fella doesn't know what he's doing. We don't have our normal flight director. Why is that? This is an unexpected challenge this morning. Direct conyo, which is in the other direction. There's an external of Sacramento, folks. It's a lot prettier than what's happening in the cockpit at this point. Anyway, I will see you during the cruise portion at a couple of points. We've got a long journey ahead of us today. And I'll share a little bit about my year in flight simulation. Okay folks, settled nicely in the cruise, flight level 390, we got here eventually, we worked some shit out. And let me just say, before anyone jumps in or decides to provide a helpful bit of advice in the comments and tell me everything that was wrong during that departure sequence, I actually kind of like when that stuff happens. Completely unplanned, unscripted. I enjoy it. This for me is what flight simulation is about. Learning. Screwing up. I'm not entirely sure what I did wrong in terms of setting this flight up, but clearly I made some mistakes. I've got the flight director back where it should be with the crosshairs. This knob over here was set incorrectly. The lateral sort of tracking knob, whatever it's called, I'm sure there's a different name for it, but that was set incorrectly. I don't know why. It just was. I had a bit of a play when we got up to the cruise. We're currently kind of in northeastern Nevada, just about to cross over the border into Utah, and everything's going pretty well now. We are almost an hour into our journey. Hour one of 5 hours worth of flying to do today. Yeah, and everything's going pretty well. It looks like we're going to land with plenty of juice. We're going to have a nice tailwind up here. So yeah, 4 tons when we get to Philly on current forecast. And yeah, everything going pretty well. So the purpose of this video, twofold as I mentioned at the start. One was to say thanks, and second was to kind of recap, do a bit of a year in review. So let me start that journey. That would be the great Salt Lake of Utah that we're currently flying over, folks. Special shout out to the residents of Salt Lake City. Hope you're all doing well. As I mentioned earlier, YouTube send out a year in review email to all content creators, kind of wrapping up the year. And I received mine the other day. And I thought I'd share some of that information with you. Whether you're interested or not is another question. Feel free to skip over this bit, folks. I do provide those markers in the description. Skip over any or all. I don't mind. But for those of you that are interested, cop this. So, YouTube tells me that I published 48 videos during the course of 2023, which doesn't sound like a lot, admittedly, but it's almost one a week, and considering I took sort of 4 or 5 months out of the game, 48's going alright, I think. That's 48 before today's video, and only 2 of those videos were X-Plane videos. There will be more X-Plane content next year, I think, I hope. During the course of the year, this channel received 125,400 and something views, which to some people, that's a rookie number. That's not a lot. To this old fella, I'm really grateful for every single one of those views. I know there are some flight simulation channels that receive millions, literally millions of views a year. There are some videos that receive more than I receive in a whole year in a single video. But I am genuinely grateful for each and every one of those views. During the course of the year, we added 578 subscribers to the channel. Thank you, welcome aboard to each and every one of you, and a special thank you to those of you that have been around this channel for a while. During 2023, the channel received 3,401 likes. Thank you for each and every one of those. That's 3,401 more than I expect to receive, but thank you. I wish I knew what the secret formula was for getting likes, but I don't. Some videos that I like to make, that I enjoyed making, that I think are decent, some of them receive relatively little in the way of likes, and there are other videos which I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I want to publish this. I didn't enjoy it that much, or I just don't think it's, you know, anything special, and it gets a whole lot more likes. Mysteries of the universe, folks. But thank you for each and every time you've pressed the little likey button. 193 shares during the year. I don't even share my own videos, so I don't even know how to do it. I don't know what it means. I don't know whether that's contributed towards some videos being more popular than others. I don't know, but thank you to those of you that have shared videos, and a very special thank you for the 627 comments that you have made on videos during the course of the year. Really appreciate the interactions that occur. You give me a good chuckle. Your kindness is very much appreciated, and yeah, it shows an old man that there is some value in publishing this nonsense and that it provides, my silly videos provide you with an escape, with a bit of entertainment, occasionally a bit of education, but I do this to escape, and if that helps you to do the same, then I'm grateful for that. So thank you for all of that. That's what YouTube tells me my 2023 year looked like here on the channel. In the next segment, I'll take you a little bit behind the scenes, actually go outside of the context of the channel and talk a little bit about my year in flight simulation, for what it's worth. So I'll see you for that in a little while. Alright, somewhere over Nebraska at this time, folks. Just left Wyoming behind us, now enter Nebraska. We'll be here for a little while as we continue our journey eastward. Before I leave the world of YouTube data, there's a couple of other stats that I thought I would share with you, if you don't mind. YouTube collects so much data, it's scary what you can find out about a YouTube channel and how people are interacting with it, and what they had for breakfast, and who their first girlfriend was, and what their second cousin's dog's vet's name is. It's absolutely incredible and slightly concerning. There are two bits of data that I'm going to share with you which are important to me. They have interest to me because they tell me a little bit about you as an audience. And the first one is the audience by views as a percentage. This is the top 10. United States, almost 30% of views to this channel come from the US. No real surprise there. I know that I have quite a few of you that hail from this part of the world. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this flight. I don't fly in the United States that often. Used to, a lot more than what I do now, but I thought to end the year in recognition of where the big chunk of viewership comes from, I'll fly in your country. So thank you to you all for your support, for your interactions. I've had some great and ongoing interactions with people from the US during the course of the year. Second is Great Britain. No surprise there. I've got quite a few of you that I hear from on a regular basis. Always great to hear from you. Then we've got Germany. I'm not sure why Germany would be number 3. I don't fly in Germany that often. I don't talk about Germany, except for the other day I published a video about that girl, Feely from Germany, but that doesn't explain why Germany's top 3. But thank you, Dankeschön, to all of the Germans. Australia is fourth, at about 4%. That's been pretty consistent throughout the life of my channel. Been around YouTube for about 10 years. Haven't published all throughout that time, but it started 10 years ago, and Australia has always represented about 4 or 5%. So thank you to all for that. Then we've got Canada. Yep, I'm not surprised there. Thank you for the interactions I've had with the Canadians during the course of the year. France, Brazil, no surprise. I do fly in Brazil quite often and have some connections IRL there. Netherlands, Spain and Italy rounding out the top 10. So, about half the countries from Europe. I don't fly in Europe that often, so that's interesting. It's probably more representative of where the flight sim community generally is from, I'm guessing. It's still very US dominated, the audience in general. There's one country that's missing from the top 10, which surprised me. That's Kiwiland, otherwise known as New Zealand. I would have thought that New Zealand viewership would have got into the top 10, but it's about 18th. So, yeah, I'm surprised because I have quite a lot of interactions with Kiwis. And I would have thought that there would, be slightly higher up the ladder. But those that I do have interactions with, what this tells me is that those that I do interact with, well, you're punching above your weight, eh? Kiwis are known for that worldwide. But thank you to all. So that's the top 10 viewership. And the other interesting stat, and this has really changed over the life of the channel, even during the course of the year, is the age ranges. So this used to be like 80% was sort of in the upper ranges, so 45 and above, and then 55, and then there's 65. So those three older ranges, that used to represent about 80% of the viewership to this channel. But this year it's changed a bit and it's broadened out. Now I've got viewers in the 13 to 17 year bracket. Bloody hell. That's surprising. If I suddenly become hipper and cooler to the young kids, I doubt it. You probably stumbled upon this by accident, maybe. Well, look, what I hope it says is that there's more young people getting to flight simulation, because you've got to replace us oldies who are dying off. Bring some life to the hobby. So, yeah. But yeah, the most popular sort of age range there is the senior citizens, the 65s and over. Tells me I'm big in the nursing home, folks. Hey? A special shout out to you all. I'm guessing probably because I don't know. You've got more time to consume nonsense YouTube channels. Maybe. I don't know, but I want to say thank you for your support. One of the other things, and this is not a stat, this is just an anecdote, while it comes to mind, one of the many random tangents that I feature in my videos, folks. A couple of you during the course of the year or years have shared with me how you watch the videos in terms of like the environment, like what you like to do. I like to sit down with a cuppa on a Sunday morning and consume the content. Some of you like to watch it on your commutes to and from work. Some of you like to watch it, after dark, if you know what I mean. That sounds a bit dodgy. What I think you mean is that after your family's gone to bed and you get some you time, you put this channel on. And it probably puts you to sleep, right? Hey? Cure for insomnia, my videos. And there's a couple of you that watch these videos in company with others, with your significant other, like your partner, your wives, your missus. That just blows me away. That you'd sit down and sort of make a date of it and watch it alongside your missus. What I hope you don't do is you sort of watch them, put them on the bedroom TV or something and use it as a bit of a starter, if you know what I'm saying. But I hope my video. But then again, if it does the trick for you, if it gets you some action, then hey, glad to help. But anyway, very long-winded way of saying, no matter where you're from in the world, I'm so grateful that you've visited this channel at some point during the year. Thank you for all the interactions and the support. We'll next see you, I think, we've done the stats bit now, folks. I've got it off my chest. I only do this once a year. Actually, this is the first time I've ever done it, isn't it? Maybe the last as well. I think from this point forward for the video, I've got a lot of flying left to do, or Georgie does anyway. I'll see you for an approach and hopefully a landing into Philly. I feel like my videos often have continuity issues amongst other folks. In the end of the last segment, did I say something about we'll next fly an approach and landing? Yeah, I forgot. There's actually a couple more segments before that. This is a long flight. The segment that you're now watching is random YouTube channel inserted into a flight simulation. You're welcome. Today's random YouTube channel is a really enjoyable watch, and can I say a really relieving watch. I'll try and explain that. No, I don't relieve myself as I watch the video, let me be very clear on that. It's a relief to see someone in authority act with courtesy and respect the way this guy does. The channel that you want to look for is the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. Pinal County is in Arizona, last time I checked. And this channel really is about a guy called Frank. And he has a series called Fridays with Frank. He's a traffic cop in Arizona. And I don't know why this appeared on my feed. I really don't. But I'm glad that it did. And it's given me an insight into how traffic policing can be done if you make a choice to be courteous and respectful and do your job as a professional. We see a lot, even here in Australia, a lot of examples of American cops that, holy shit, they need to be locked away, not be doing the locking away. This guy's the exact opposite. I'll just leave it there. Check it out. He's got a great sense of humour. He's got charisma, courtesy, respect, and above all, professionalism. The Pinal County Sheriff's Office, Fridays with Frank. Alright folks, well and truly established on our descent into Philadelphia at this time, down through flight level 140. We've got an ILS plugged in, ILS runway 09 left. The prevailing conditions do not support a landing on 09 left, but in the spirit of this channel, 09 left it's gonna be. I've been thinking during the course of this flight how to kind of wrap my year in flight simulation, outside of the YouTube stats. And where I've landed on is another chart. Yeah, I'm on the data train today, folks. And where I've landed on is a chart that shows the aeroplanes that I've most flown during the year, the top 5. Interestingly, 4 of these aeroplanes are stock aircraft in the sim. There's only one bit of payware that appears. That's the analog Baron. I love that aeroplane. Flown the wings off it. Great value aeroplane. Probably the best value purchase that I made this year. I didn't make a lot of purchases. I didn't pick up a lot of payware. I spent a lot of time in stock aeroplanes, especially the 4 on your screen. TBM 930 remains probably my favourite aeroplane in this sim since day one. Longitude, love it. My favourite bizjet. Flown that a hell of a lot. CJ4, that's really on the list because I did a world tour with it. So this is by flight count, the percentages, right? Total flight count for the year. This is the top 5. And then the little Diamond DA40, which I've flown a lot in the FS economy world over there in New Zealand. As we come down through 10,000, with some landing lights happening, and duck upstairs to get some CD belts on. Yeah, so this is the top 5. I guess it shows that I'm a man of simple pleasures. I can enjoy the stock aircraft, particularly the Longitude and the CJ4 after the working title AAUs you know, the avionics updates during the course of the year. They're great aeroplanes now. Well, they're very enjoyable aeroplanes for me. And I just haven't picked up that much payware. Been a couple of purchases during the year. The Analog Baron was one. Yeah, there's some other ones which I won't mention, but I've flown them a couple of times, or a handful of times, and put them back in the hangar, and I end up coming back to the stock aircraft. So my year in flight simulation has been a bit on again, off again. I've taken breaks at times, one significant break. Probably take another break after this video. Yeah, when I come back to it, I seem to fly stock aircraft. What will 2024 look like? I don't know. I've got to get to the end of 2024 yet. We haven't even started it. It's going to be a long journey. Anyway, my year in flight simulation, at least according to the aeroplanes that I've most flown. Folks, I'll see you for the final stages of this improvised ILS 09 left. Right, down through 4.5, folks. We've got a constraint at Quest above 4,000. Georgie will take care of that for us. First time seeing the sort of city of Philly and surrounds in this simulator. Shout out to you if you hail from this part of the world. And I'll take an early opportunity before things get a little bit busy here on the approach, just to say one last time, thank you for your company during this year, folks. It has been appreciated, and in the spirit of the season, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Festivus, or whether you're just like me and you sit in your living room sort of shaking your fist at all the kids making noise out the front, whether you're a bit of a Grinch, whatever you're doing during this season, I hope that it is a safe and happy time for you, full of love and laughter. And if I do have a Christmas message, it's sounding like bloody raw family here. I have a Christmas message for myself as much as for you folks. That message would be gratitude. Be grateful for what you have and who you have in your life. Because in a split second, in a heartbeat, it can all be taken away. Be grateful, folks. As Georgie turns for home, and we'll intercept the localizer and glide in due course. 09 left appears as our frames disappear. Holy crap, we're dropping down to 19 here. No traffic, it's just, what is it? I don't know. It's Wellington all over again. I don't know what's going on. We'll zoom in a little bit. We'll be intercepting the localizer and stuff soon enough. So that's 09 right, and then 09 left would be the one in the centre closest to the terminal. Localizer starting to kick in. We're 13 miles or so. We're down to 200 knots. Might take flaps 1 at this point, and we'll take gear and flaps 2 as we intercept the localizer and glide, which looks like it's going to happen almost simultaneously. I need to really speed up though, mate. No, we're good. We're good, mate. We're good. 200 until 10 miles now. Looks closer than 10 miles. I'll take gear down at this point. We'll go manage speed, which is that one. No, it's that one.
flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Oh, who's that? That's you, Santa. The voice in my head. Take flaps 2. And of course what we've forgotten to do is actually sort some shit out here on the approach. Now we're going to be in trouble. Georgie, are you going to pitch down and try and chase that glide slope? Is he going to be able to get it? He's not, is he? Completely overlooked the fact that you actually need to do some flying. So pitch down we go. We'll take flaps 3. We'll get this thing down, folks. Never fear.
2,500.
Thank you. What are you, Santa's helper, are you? Oh, sloppy start to this flight, sloppy finish, sloppy in the middle. It's just a bucket of slop to finish the year. One more flap to come. We'll hang on to that just for the moment. We'll go upstairs, ping the cabin, which is there. Probably need some auto brakes. Alright, we're back on the glide. We'll take flaps full. What's our wind doing? Yeah, completely inappropriate. Out of the northwest at 20 knots, 24 knots. So of course we're going to land towards the east, as you do. A little high on it now. Speed under control. Frames at 17. Oh, there you go.
1,000.
Thanks, mate. We're on the glide, right of the loke. All good. Speed good. Fully configured. Landing no blue, as those cool Airbus pilots say. It's going to be a crosswind or quartering tailwind from the left.
$500.
Thank you.
$400.
Did we plug minimums in? We did.
$300.
Oh, here we go. Runway 09 left, Philadelphia.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Oh, look. We hit the center line, folks. We'll take that for our last landing of the year. And it's at this point that I will leave you for this flight and for 2023, folks. Thanks for your company. Until we next meet, you stay well, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.